but who's been the best defensive forward? The Selke Award. Frank, is this Patrice Bergeron's to lose?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that. The way Bergeron has played this year, the way that he's dominated his competition in such a significant manner. You can go through and you can quote all of the advanced stats to see him control play the way that the Bruins have when he's on the ice, to see the play shift back when he's not on the ice. To do it at both ends has been incredibly impressive. This has arguably been one of his more dominating seasons in terms of how he's controlled play. And so to me, he's head and shoulders above everyone else in the Selke conversation. I think there have been a lot of players this season that have had great campaigns. I think of Calgary and I think of Elias Lindholm and how well he's played on that team, and how he's sort of driven and dictated play as well. It's Bergeron one, and then it's sort of everyone else. And so you've got a really basic stat here in plus minus, but I look at some of the other guys around the league that have put in great campaigns. Alexander Barkov, even though he missed a number of games. Ryan O'Reilly. You go through the list. Jordan Staal with the Carolina Hurricanes. To fill out your ballot from 1 to 5 isn't going to be all that difficult once you put Patrice Bergeron in the top spot.
Yeah, and a lot of people might roll their eyes and be like, oh, Bergeron again. But it's interesting. He hasn't actually won the award since 2017. The last 4 winners are Barkov, Couturier, O'Reilly, and Anze Kopitar. And then, of course, before that, Bergeron won it 4 of those previous 6 seasons. But I was, digging into some numbers, getting ready for this, and I stumbled my way into The Athletic and their sort of models rankings. And 2 guys who they had kind of up near the top, but definitely not in the number 1 spot, were Anthony Cirelli and Marcus Foligno, 2 guys who maybe you don't initially think of as, good defensive forwards, but it's interesting what those numbers could maybe reveal. My question for you is maybe not a player who's going to end up on your ballot or in your final ballot, Frank, but is there someone who you've considered putting on that maybe the casual fan might go like, oh, really? And be a little surprised by?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little early, but someone like Anton Lundell in Florida was trending in that direction in terms of the matchups and things that he was getting. Anthony Cirelli is going to be on my ballot. I don't know what position yet. He's been spectacular in Tampa. It's a good name that you mentioned there. I don't think enough people have been talking about Anze Kopitar. Last year, Philip Deneau got a lot of love in terms of the Selke and that conversation as well. There's lots of strong candidates out there. I think the unfortunate part for them is they just don't really hold a candle to Bergeron this year in terms of how he's played.